Test.
All right, if everyone please stand, we'll do the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Morgan Township. This will be a zoning hearing for the public meeting regarding the zoning change of MTZCH-2019-01. Can I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Updike?
Yes.
Mr. Bucker?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Okay, and I will turn this over to Dale. And
Oh, I picked the wrong one. Sorry.
okay, you're on.
All right. This is a zoning change, as Brett has just announced. The application was submitted by Burns and Allen. They live at or they used to live, they're both now deceased, at 5022 and 5024 Cincinnati Brookville Road in Shandon. The Morgan Township Zoning Commission received an application on October the 21st, 2019 in regards to the Mr. Burns and Mr. Allen's property and asking for a zoning change. This zoning change was sent, the Zoning Commission sent a recommendation to the Butler County Planning Commission on October the 23rd, Resolution 2019, asking for them to seek approval. We also scheduled a public hearing for November the 20th, 2019. The legal notice was given in the Hamilton Journal on November the 10th, 2019, and a sign was placed and letters sent to the neighbors the week of November the 4th, 2019. This is the current zoning as it is in Shandon districts. Notice that the dark red is B3, the lighter pink is B2, and the yellow is residential family R2, okay? Notice here specifically at these two pieces of these two pieces of property right here. You will see that there is about 120 feet of that, which is zone B2. The rest is green, which is agriculture, and I should have put that on as a color there, but the rest of that is agriculture. If you want to see that more, you can look at the big map over here or the smaller ones that are on the display over there. But that is the current, okay? That is the current zoning of the property, as you can see. There is an unnamed stream in there, which we'll get to a little later. So the information, 5022 Cincinnati Brookville, and I spelled Brookville wrong, I just see that now, something to find out to go and do. The owner was Ronald Allen and et al., in other words, his estate. It is 7.8 acres. It was currently zoned A1, B2, and they're seeking to change it to B3. The second property, 5024 Cincinnati Brookville Road, is currently owned by Margie Sauerland at 1.16 acres. Currently, it is A1, B2, seeking to change to B3. The Butler County Planning Commission, I received a subcommittee approval on November the 3rd, 2019, to place on the November the 12th, 2019 Planning Commission meeting. The Planning Commission recommended a modified approval of the proposed zoning change amendment, and those modified approval, I will show you now, is what we have gone further to improve. First, they recommended that we keep B3 zoning 75 feet south of the south bank of the Blue Line stream buffer and hillside to the north, and it should remain A1. So we're just increasing the depth of the business district, of the business zoning piece. That if the driveway access should be approved by Ohio Department of Transportation, because this is a state route. The site will also need to comply with Ohio EPA, Ohio OH 5 upon development or redevelopment of the property. These are the planning commission's ones which we kind of have to follow. The jurisdictional waterway, unnamed tributary to Patty's Run, crosses the property. So maintaining a 75-foot buffer along each side of the stream, both south and north. A wetland delineation study should be completed for lots prior to construction drawing approvals. In other words, once it is purchased by a developer, they're going to have to do some delineation study on the wetland. The stream should be evaluated to determine the 100-year-old flood elevation during the development or redevelopment of the property. And if more than 300 feet of the stream is to be filled in, a 404 permit must be obtained from the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. And he gives the address, name and address, telephone number of the person to contact there, and possibly a 401 permit from the OPA. And he gives a name and a contact there. Further, public sewers not available. We know that. We don't have public sewers here in Morgan Township. If these lots are to be used for commercial properties, then the properties need to have an Ohio EPA approved septic system. That's the developer's requirement. Existing residential sewage systems would not be large enough for the business. Please be advised, the property, and they gave us this advisement, I think we very well know it, that the property lays wet during the spring and heavy rain time. High water tables are apparent, and if the basements are constructed in any of the development that may come along, it is the responsibility of the builder to take special precautions to ensure that the basements stay dry. All of that was basically 2. So what happens then is we're asking, and the zoning commission approved on November the 20th, this modified zoning change with the recommendations. As you can see, this is a rough estimate of what the rezoning would look like. The bottom portion being B3 in the red lined box, and the top portion from 75 feet from the stream on the south to the end of the property line, which takes in the tree line that is there above, and the trees there and above, to remain as A1.
What's the amount of acreage there for A1?
For A1, I think it comes out to around 2.5. I haven't figured acreage on it exactly because my measurements are inexact, okay? And everything too. So we're at a point where we can take, the rest of the meeting will go like this. As I stated, and I don't have a slide that states that, but the the Morgan Township Zoning Commission on November the 20th approved this modified plan, and that's why we are sitting here tonight for the approval by the Board of Trustees through discussion of the plan as submitted to you by the the Zoning Commission. Okay, at this point, Mr. Sauerland, if you would like to speak in regards to this.
Yes, my name is Mitch Sauerland, 2488 State Line Road, Oakland, Ohio. I am representing the estate of Eldon Burns, which is the parcel at 5024. And just a slight change on what Dale said. Ron Allen he inherited that from his mother and from his grandfather. So it was Kenneth Burns who owned the property. Ron Allen and all are the current owners of the property. I am here today to request that change, the B3 change. The property next to Rick Bush's property is a B3. While we're in the process of converting the rest of the property from A1 to B3 to B2, I didn't want to limit our opportunities of sale since the difference between B2 and B3 are slight. There's not a whole lot of differences between the two. So I did not want to limit our opportunities and that's why I requested, since we're in process, to convert that from the A1/B2 to a B3.
So what are your feelings about the Butler County recommendation to keep that buffer around the stream and that 2-point-something acres in the A1?
You know, it's, actually, it's a little small ditch is what it is, but it's, again, it's, you know, it isn't, and I understand that, and we'll have to work that out on whether or not then we would go and ask for a variance before selling the property for a right-of-way to that property, because if someone wants to buy just commercial property, you know, that property then would be dead. So we would have to look at that, or the potential to sell to the surrounding property owners would be another option.
Right. Okay.
Trustees have any other questions?
No other question.
Okay.
Sorry.
Any question? All right. Is there anyone who would like to speak in favor of this at this time from the public? Is there anyone opposed to it who would like to speak? Is there anyone in general who would like to speak about this situation?
I would just like to make a comment. I received a call from a concerned resident, and I don't know exactly where she lived, but she was under the impression that we were rezoning this for Dollar General, and I said absolutely not.
Absolutely
Not
not.
even that land is not being considered. As far as I know, the land is not even up for sale.
Right.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
Well, our property is up for sale.
Yeah,
We have the
yeah.
sign in the front yard.
oh, you do?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
then
up
I
for sale.
misspoke.
It's up for
And-
sale, but it is not Dollar General. We'll get that right off the bat. The Dollar General
Okay.
store, the Dollar General store will be coming. It is a B3 property across the road and down, as we know, okay?
Yeah, we were just a little slow on that. There's been plenty of property.
Okay.
Yep, you were just, and I don't, in that respect, okay? You guys have any further questions or anything else like that? Okay, then we would move to motion to receive. You have before you and we got a small correction to place in the first paragraph, is that right? Where it says Ronald Arnold, it should be Ronald Allen. My fingers were fat fingering it somewhere along the way, okay? We will see that that's corrected in the original. So Brett, you'll be seeking an emotion to approve and by reading the resolution.
Okay, do we have a resolution number for this?
210-2019.
I'm going to use here.
210-2019.
Use this. Read that. Read this first. Read by title only. And then you don't have to read the whole thing, is what
Right.
Brenda said.
We'll do that then.
Okay, this resolution, the motion to, for this resolution 20, well, I'll
Well,
read
no,
till.
we have to
yep,
be,
That's right.
yeah.
Will be read by title only, the resolution to approve the recommendation of the Morgan Township Zoning Commission notice of decision for case MTZ 2019-02, applicant Morgan Township trustees to approve the request for a tax map zone change to the Morgan Township zoning district as attached.
Second?
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Updike?
Yes,
Motion approved.
okay. I will entertain a motion to adjourn the zoning meeting.
I'll
No,
make-
No,
no, we got to approve this resolution. All we did was approve that we're going to read it by title, right?
Yeah, okay, yeah, that was that, and then we have to, you can go ahead and,
So
then
the
I'll make a-
resolution will be Resolution 211, right, Carol?
Right.
Okay, so then you gotta read that and this, correct?
correct.
All right, I'll make a resolution, or I'll make a motion for resolution number 210
1-1.
That was for us to read it by title only. So now 211 will be the
211.
actual.
All right, I rewrote it, miswrote it. Gotcha. Resolution number 211-2019. Resolution to approve the recommendation of the Morgan Township Zoning Commission notice of decision for case MTZ 2019-02, applicant Morgan Township trustees, to approve the request for the tax map zone change to the Morgan Township zoning district as attached.
Second.
Mr. Updike?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Motion approved.
All right. The thing that will happen here was that this will be, tax maps will be changed, and I have to get that to the recorder's office. And within 30 days after that, it will be zoned B3 to the portion that we said it would be. Okay?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Updike?
Yes.
We are adjourned from the zoning meeting.
Stop that. All right, I'll have everyone please stand again. We'll do the pledge of allegiance for the township meeting. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Morgan Township meeting, December 10th, 2019, 7 p.m. Have a roll call, please?
Mr. Updike?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the Morgan Township Board of Trustees work session meeting with Riley Township that was held on November 25th, 2019 as written.
Second?
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Updike?
Yes.
Motion approved.
I'll make a motion to approve the Morgan Township Board of Trustees minutes for work session where we just reviewed the employee policy manual that was held on November 26, 2019 as written.
Second?
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Updike?
Yes.
Motion approved.
I'll make a motion to approve the Morgan Township Board of Trustees meeting minutes for November 26, 2019 as written.
Second.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Updike?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve the warrants.
I'll make a motion to approve the payment listings from 11/27/2019 to 12/10/2019, payment number 886-2019 through 922-2019, and warrant number 9551 is void, and payment number 9613 through 9615 and 9616 is voided, and then payment number 9617 through 9643 for a total of $84,816.73.
Second?
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Updike?
Yes.
Motion approved.
All right, and at this time, Mr. Brown.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here tonight representing
Is that on?
Roger Reynolds.
I think so.
Push the button there. That's better.
Testing. All right, thank you. Appreciate it. David Brown here representing Auditor Roger Reynolds with our outreach to local governments that we do on a quarterly basis. A few items to bring to your attention, and those out here in Morgan Township. It is dog tag renewal season. So that began December 1st, runs through January the 31st annually. Tags are still $14 in Butler County, which is actually one of the lower rates all the way across the state. We recently saw a survey that auditors conducted and sent out some information on that, and realized it's been about 12 years or more since Butler County changed their rates, and they've continued to go up across the state. So it's actually not a bad deal, the $14. Now, per state law, if you don't get that renewed by the end of the renewal season, which is January the 31st, and the Butler County Sheriff and their dog warden unit catches your dog out, they can cite you, and then per state law, it's double the rate of the normal license, so then that would become $28. So we encourage folks to do that, butlercountyauditor.org. We have the ability to do that online. We have various places across the county where you can get them. Also, nearby locations here, Ross Hardware, Baker Hardware, also in Riley Township, a couple of locations where if you happen to be there doing business, you can get a dog tag there as well. We did our final review of properties over the summer, right towards the end of the summer. We concluded that. It was about 2 months out on the road looking at every property in Butler County. So people might have seen our vehicles out with the flashing yellow light and holding up traffic just a little bit, but hopefully not too bad. We didn't have any incidents while we were out, but that was completed. We reviewed about 163,000 improved parcels. So that was a large task, and that's part of our 2020 revow, which will be continuing to move towards that. The skimmer update, last time I was here, I mentioned that there was an arrest made from our surveillance camera footage. They were able to use that. They were able to get a positive ID of a person that was putting in those illegal credit card skimmers at the pumps. And the most recent news on that is that gentleman has pled guilty to putting in skimmers in Butler County and Hamilton County. So currently awaiting sentencing down, and that's a federal case in the Southern District of Ohio. So we're not sure what will happen, but we continue to await. The FBI is going to update us when there is a ruling down there. So hopefully, it'll be a real sentence to prevent others to know that when you get caught, it's a real punishment that awaits you. And we've not found any more skimmers in Butler County since September of 2018. So it goes back now a ways. Another thing working in our favor is as stations come along and update their pumps, those pumps are much more secure and really not able to be broken into to put those skimmers inside. So not only are we combating it in those stations that are still susceptible, fewer and fewer are susceptible. I think now we're about 22 stations across the county that are even able to be used with those universal keys for them to get into it. So that's helpful as well. And as you'll notice in a lot of places now, you're using your chip on your card, and that makes it more secure as well. So all of those things are benefiting consumers, that they don't have to quite worry about fraud. The other thing we hope to happen to benefit consumers is quality testing, and we've talked about that for a while now. The last update I received was that they're currently Representative Kelly out of Cincinnati, Representative Lang out of Westchester are putting forward legislation. They're looking for co-sponsors right now, and they're hoping to drop that in committee soon. It could happen this year still. Even if it does come in late in the season, they still have all of next year to go through the committee process and do all of that. If it drops in late December, you don't have to redo it again because it's still considered part of the same session of the legislature. So again, hopefully that'll receive good bipartisan support across the legislature, and should be a no-brainer for auditors permissively to test fuel for quality, for octane level, for the clarity to make sure there's no sediment in there, and then also for water contamination. One of only 3 states is Ohio that doesn't have a testing program in place. So we think it's time that we're able to help the consumers make sure when they get high octane, they know it's high octane. And if there's water and somebody's having some issues, we can test it, maybe find out proactively so people don't ruin their cars because they got water in the tank. So all those things are moving forward, kind of slow, snail pace, but we are seeing some progress, and we continue to impress upon them that it's needed, and we want them to get that legislation moving forward, and little by little it is doing that, so we're happy for that. That's my report tonight.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Dave.
Okay. Anyone else from the audience tonight have anything to say? If so, if not, Mr. Griffith, are you doing for Mr. Galloway tonight?
I'm doing the administrator.
Connie's doing the administrator.
Okay.
But I need my packet.
Okay. Brett, Tom.
Just in order.
All right, they're all down there.
Okay, on the administrator side, our new intern, Joe Humenick, did I say it right? Is here tonight. Chief and I met with him last week, I think. I don't remember now. But we discussed, all the things that we thought, he could help us with. The big thing again is looking for grants that will help us out for possibly road and infrastructure, whatever is out there. We're very fortunate. Joe spent the summer in DC as an intern with one of the legislators, so he knows a little bit about doing research and, trying to find us the best things that we can. And he's also going, when we get the policy manual to the point where it needs to be fine-tuned, he's going to help us with that too. And whatever else, we find that we can put on his plate. So, but Chief and I were both very impressed by his credentials and what he can bring to us. So we're looking forward to working with him. So welcome, Joe.
Yeah, welcome.
Welcome aboard. Who'd you spend your time with? Okay. Well, good.
And okay. That was it for the administrator's report.
Alrighty. Mr. Griffith?
The fire chief's report, number one, Station 141 addition has obviously begun. If you drive by and notice they've made progress already. There was an issue today with the wall that Rob's going to take care of tomorrow, correct, Rob? The temporary wall is, and it's not going to work. It's cold with the wall up, the brick wall up. They're cold in there, so they're going to have to figure out something else for that. It's not suitable for cold weather. There's no way. So Rob's going to take care of that tomorrow with the contractor, because it's going to need insulated or something, because they're not going to be able to sit in that room at all. And it's rushing through the other one with the wall still up. You can feel the cold. So that's really it, Rob. Anything else on that?
The only thing I had just on my part is just was going to be helping oversee that while the chief was gone, since I'm here during the day, and that the asphalt and concrete, they've started removing that, and they started the interior wall and started removing the brick fascia on the west side over the chief's office. That's what they've started removing. So that might be some of why that cold's getting in behind the brick and chasing it down that wall there.
Because there's a gap in there, isn't there?
Well, I'm sure Rob will get that solved tomorrow.
Okay.
Second is the new squad replacement. It's been quite a story. So long story short, we sent the 141 out to have the gel glide system put in it. During a run a week and a half ago, it failed, and it put it into low. When there's a fault in the system, it faults to the low. I call it the low rider, like the load position, and it would not go up. And you can only drive it at 35 miles an hour. So it went back to the preferred vendor for them in in Norwood. They thought they fixed it. It came back and it failed again. So it went back again, and what they found was a wire had made contact with the metal and had shorted. So they just got that fixed, and during that time, we lost our place in line to move the cot over from 142 to the new squad, because we couldn't do it with one squad gone, down one squad. Since then, the new squad has been down at Cronin, because we discovered that some of the speakers in the front cab didn't work. It's covered under warranty, so it's been down there. Rob tells me it's ready to be picked up tomorrow. So once we get that back, we'll reset, getting Stryker to come and move over it. But we have timing, because there's another issue with the second oldest, with 141, which you all are aware of. So we'll have to coordinate that again. So we'll make it. It's just squads are giving us trouble. But hopefully we'll get a new timeline set once Chief gets back for Stryker, because they're fairly busy, and we held that spot a week ago. But we'll get it. The other thing I have is the run report, January, November. We're up 46 runs from last year. We did have one structure fire with over $1 million loss. When it's over $1 million loss, it's referred to the State Fire Marshal Office, who is working with the owner's insurance company, and we're essentially just waiting for the report. And that we worked out among them. Over $1 million is well over. Sometimes when I put a number down, I'm not an appraiser, but that just gets us in the ballpark, so we need the State Fire Marshal. And that obviously did. So they're taking care of them. We transported a few, we transported 2 for Ross during that month. We did a lot of cross-line runs. They helped us, we helped them, as we usually do. And you saw there was a wreck Monday in Morgan on Ray's Lane. Crosby went to it initially, and then when they were dispatched there, they immediately called us and said, hey, this is Morgan's run, that you should do. We were out on another run, so we let Crosby keep. It just came out at the same time. There were 6 runs on Monday. We made 5 of them, including a fire in Harrison at 12:48 a.m. So.
Did you respond to that run?
No, we did not. We didn't, because Crosby was already there. They just wanted to give us the courtesy if we wanted to come down. Once they were dispatched, and it was right across the line, and we were on another run. That was actually a critical patient, so.
Quick thing on that, Chief, is, that was not relayed to you, but Squad 142 did respond down as a first responder, but we didn't know that at that time that Crosby was already there. They got there, obviously Crosby was there, and they'd already called Harrison for
because they had 2 patients.
They had 2 patients, and we was on a run already. So.
I thought I saw a squad go by the house. That's why I was.
Somebody must have taken it that wasn't on duty.
That was Joe Mormon did that, Jeff.
Okay. Other than that, that's our run report for the month. We may make 500 if we keep up at 6 a day, but I don't know.
Thanks, Jeff.
Do you have an executive or no?
Yeah, I do have an executive session for personnel.
All right. All right, Mr. Brown.
I only have 2 things. The third thing we've already talked about is my number 1 dump truck. Unit number 1 is still at Triple D's being worked on. Hopefully tomorrow I'll have that back, but we'll just have to see. We're going to be doing some dur patching. I have done a little bit, didn't do much. Waiting on a nice day. Hopefully tomorrow maybe we can go out and do some of that. We got some small spots that have come about with the cold weather and the rain. So we're going to go out and patch those up. And well, the other thing is I'm overseeing what's going on with the building out there, and everything seems to be moving along. So we've got, just so the fire department knows, we moved the trash dumpster around beside the salt shed, so it's easier for the Rumpke guy to get to it, because with all the snow fence and stuff up, there's no way he could get in to dump the trash on our dumpster. So it's sitting west of the salt shed, right along the side of a block wall there. So.
Is that dumpster just used for our trash, or is that for construction too?
No, that's just for our trash.
So they got their own, or will get their own?
They should have their own.
Okay.
That is not for general use.
All right.
Where are they supposed to park, please?
Wherever they've got a parking spot is all. There's a limited parking space for anybody. A lot of them were parked west of the salt shed today behind our road closed barricades.
Okay.
I think there was
There's
one gentleman
down here.
down
parked over
That's
here,
why I
but
asked. We weren't sure.
but the majority of them are parked back there. So.
We weren't sure.
Is that it?
That's it.
Okay. Mr. Marshall, you have anything for tonight?
The only thing I have is that Thursday night is a BZA hearing for variance for a Brian and Holly Balzer at 7820 Hamilton Scipio Road. They're asking for a variance to the 25-foot setback on a side yard in order to be able to put in an attached garage. And that meeting will take place at 7 p.m. here in this room.
Okay, Mr.
Oh,
Brown.
I'm still working. I've called, as I emailed you guys, I've called Mary Ann 3 times, and I meant to do it today. Didn't get around to it because I was busy getting all of this done and ready. When I'll be trying to reach her throughout the rest of the week. Okay, it's like she just never returns my voicemails. I don't. I've let the
Maybe
boys
I need to
know.
make another call.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay. All right. Ms. Reinhardt?
Okay. First, we need to approve the 2020 temporary appropriations for the 2020 budget. I'll read through these. The general fund, I'm asking for appropriations of $200,000. For those of you in the audience, these temporary appropriations are for the first quarter of the year. I usually have the permanent appropriations in by the end of February, but I have to allow enough to get us through the first quarter if I need that. The motor vehicle license tax is $10,000. The gas tax is $100,000. Road and bridge is $40,000. Fire district is $300,000. The special levy, the EMS payroll is $100,000. The permissive motor vehicle license tax is $15,000. The EMS medical services is $50,000, and the capital project fund, I put at $400,000 because I had no way to estimate how much we would spend the first quarter. So I put it a little high, which makes the total $1,215,000.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Updike?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Motion approved. Carol, is that 212 then?
Yes, it is.
Thank you. I need to approve the transfer of $315 to Fund 1000-13410, which is office supplies from the general fund, from 1000-110-312, which is auditing services.
Motion made.
Second.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Updike?
Yes.
Motion approved. Approve the transfer of $1,000 to Fund 1000-19360, which is contracted services, from Fund 1000-12319, which is other professional and technical services.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Updike?
Yes.
Motion approved. Approve a PO to Ohio Bureau of Workers' Compensation for $11,872 for our 2020 policy billing. If you remember at a previous meeting, you approved to pay this in one payment so that we could get the 2% refund.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Updike?
Yes.
Motion approved. Approve a PO to Butler Rural Electric for $1,100 for the December billing for electricity.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Updike?
Yes.
Motion approved. Approve a PO to Ohio Insurance Services Agency, Inc. for $350 for the annual COBRA administration for 2020.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Updike?
Yes.
Motion approved. Number 7, I do not need executive session. I do want to talk about, though, the OTA conference is coming up at the beginning of February. In light of the fact that, our funds are a little bit tight this year, I would like to ask the trustees to limit the stay to 2 nights for anyone who is going to the conference, to save, the money and not do that 3rd night. And also to see, if everyone is planning to go, you need to get your registration in and make your hotel reservations. And if you do that, please make sure that you get a receipt, especially when you do your conference registration. Those are sometimes hard to do. As Dale and I both found out, you've got to be able to pay attention and get the receipt before you click out of it, because I have to have that for your credit card. So any discussion on
Nope, I'm good with that.
Is that
Everybody's
good?
Mm-hmm.
that? Okay.
Is everybody planning to go?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Good time.
A lot to learn.
You were planning too, right?
Okay, Mr. Cole, are you done, Connie?
Yeah.
All right.
Mr. Cole.
I wanted to give an update from Rumpke flyer that they sent out for the recycling program. I got one in the mail, and most of Morgan Township, probably if you're getting billed from Morgan Township for trash collection, you would have got one of these. And it's a recycling effort that Rumpke is promoting through the Butler County Solid Waste District. And one condition that they had originally cited when they talked about this for the community was that they would require 300 new subscriptions to offer a free 3-month service on the recycling program. So it's $1.50 a week, basically, is what this is after the 3 months free program for the collection. But what they had changed, what they withdrew, was anybody who signs up for the program will be enrolled in to take advantage of the program. There is no requirement for 300 new subscriptions for recycling. So it was a nice thing that Rumpke did to take away that initial 300 new subscriptions to be required. So anybody who signs up is going to be automatically enrolled in the program to be able to take advantage of the service. And one thing that the recycling, Butler, the solid waste folks are telling us is that we do have recycling here at the township, but when the recycling is taking place at the curb, they're 3 times more likely that people will contribute and participate in recycling. So it's out there for the people to take a look at, and if you're interested, just be aware it came through the mail, and see what you think about it when you read through it. It's a voluntary program if you want to take advantage or not. So that's all I've got.
But this was something that you had them take off Morgan Township and everything, correct?
What's the question?
The original one you come out with had us teaming up, is
Right,
that correct?
right. The original flyer had a Morgan Township logo on the front of it. We could not get a consensus on the board to support this, so I informed Butler County Solid Waste that the board did not support this unanimously. So I asked them, I said, well, please withdraw the logo from the flyer. And the only more reference to Morgan Township is on the enrollment stub on the back. So that was totally what Rumpke's.
There's more than just that one. There is a reference to Morgan Township in the wording inside on the back side, plus on the inside, it says, in a very big red box, it says Morgan Township, sign up for recycling.
Matt, borrow that for a second.
No, it was this one, Dale. It was that.
No, this one's still got, this is the one they sent out.
No, this is the one that showed the artwork of our business cards for the township. And that shouldn't have been on there since the township didn't support it, then that was the one thing that shouldn't have been on it. Because it's kind of priority or propriety to the township with that logo. So nothing on there should have referenced the official board supporting of the effort. Well, that would be Rumpke. Rumpke put it out, and we didn't have anything to do with it.
Come up to this. Thank you.
Ken Tumbleson, South Wire Road.
Yeah, okay.
Who keeps bringing this up to Rumpke to get it sent out to everybody again?
It would be Butler County Solid Waste District.
Did you yourself go to Rumpke
Oh,
and promote
I'm part
them
of
trying to get?
I'm part of the county on Solid Waste Management District. So I'm the townships all the townships representative to the Solid Waste Management District. And we have
But why are you
Mr. Schultz.
singling Morgan Township again?
well Rumpke did this to single Morgan Township.
Rumpke did this on their own.
Yeah.
No.
They have asked, or they have gone to Fairfield, they've gone to the other townships, and they have run the same program in the other townships. And then
The only
they came
townships they have run this is Westchester 7 years ago,
yeah.
Madison Township, and Fairfield Township. We're the 4th township.
Well,
'Cause this came
that's-
right
that's-
from,
That's kind of what I'm saying, that it is going around to the different townships to
What's his
offer the
name?
program.
Dean,
So there was nothing, and we had the discussion last trustee meeting with the other 2 trustees about that if this would be supported and if it would not be supported. And I honored the trustees' decision to not support this. And I've told, Rumpke knows that, and Butler County Solid Waste District knows that.
I don't
Now,
think
if they
do.
wanted to go out and do it on their own as a service to our residents, then that's what they did.
No, I think you're behind it again, And I think you're pushing stuff in the township that the residents told you months ago that we don't really want
Ken,
pushed on us.
this isn't, what
And I
happened
don't
to several.
understand where
Well, Ken,
you're
let me-
in is
Well, let me explain.
to everything.
A couple months ago, it was a total different event. It was trying to reduce the cost of collection service in the township. This is an effort to try to increase recycling.
And you had Mrs. Flagg here at that meeting.
Of course, of course.
And
She
since you
is
couldn't get
our
that through,
solid
now you're
waste,
trying to backdoor it into something
she's our
else.
solid waste management person. So I know you
But the
know
township
that.
residents said at the time they didn't want anything to do
There was nothing to do
with
with
the
that.
garbage or the recycling. It was stated.
No, I don't think that
Rumpke's not even
recycling.
recycling themselves right now. There's nobody to buy the stuff. This is just more money to line their pockets.
No, Ken, this is not, this is an effort, and we can take this up with Rumpke or ask them to come and explain to us what the process is, but the landfills are an opportunity to reduce the waste that is getting put into those landfills. And I know the money is not there what they used to pay us to recycle. People used to earn money when they recycled. It's not like that anymore. The recycling effort is contaminated. There's not enough clean recycling to make it, and that's probably just only one of the problems with what's going on with recycling. So the recycling is you have to ask yourself, is it good for our environment? Do you not want to recycle? Is that kind of
If
what
I
you're
want to recycle, we got places to do it right out here.
right? You have, but
I
I
don't know
mentioned
why it's
that.
being pushed at us at our individual residents again.
Well, we're not. There's nothing that's being pushed. It's being offered.
It sure reads and looks like Morgan Township is pushing this again.
This was singled to Morgan
then
Township.
then you would have to
And
address
who
that
keep-
question to
who
Rumpke,
keeps-
Ken.
Who keeps squeaking this greasy wheel?
Well, you would have to address it to Rumpke because
Why don't we have
that-
Rumpke
that's their-
here at our
that's
next
their
meeting
effort.
to address who?
I will,
what-
and
who
I
they're
have asked
contacting?
Dean Ferrier. He's our Rumpke representative to come and discuss.
Because I'm sure they just did this out of the blue on their own.
They are looking for opportunities to do this. They will embrace any township, any community that would even consider doing this effort.
And-
Exactly what you just said, but the township majority didn't want to do this. This is something you took to them and you done it, because you end up having it where it was here, and then you told them that we didn't, but they still sent it out and they still targeted Morgan Township. So this is something you've pushed. Otherwise, it would have never went to Morgan Township. I hate to say it, you've done this. They would have never sent it had you not went to it and done this. And then when you was going to present this and we told you we weren't, so you decided not to.
Do you not want people to be able to
If people
have an
want to do
opportunity
it, they
to
can call Rumpke and do
recycle?
it on their own.
They have,
They don't
here's the
need to
whole,
be
Well, the
pushed.
original requirement was to have 300 people to sign up to participate in the 3 months for free.
let me ask you a question. Do they have the choice to do that before you ever did this flyer?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's on all your bills, it's on that. They can sign up anytime they want.
But not-
It comes down to the freedom of choice. It
That-
really,
that's
truly
exactly,
does.
I think that's exactly what we're talking about. We're
But
talking
you're
about
pushing
the
it.
freedom of choice.
You're
And if
pushing
you
it.
have a choice to do it, or you have a choice not to do it. That's the freedom of choice.
Do you do
The-
it?
The freedom.
Do
the
you
f-
do it at
the-
your house?
The freedom is not
Answer
to
the
allow
question.
people
Do
to
you
take
do it at your
advantage
house?
of this. We have not had the opportunity to do this.
Yes,
We have
you
not
have.
had this opportunity.
Never mind. You
I,
got the opportunity, same as everybody else, to call Rumpke and participate in recycling. And you choose not to do it, but yet you want to push it on everybody else.
Do you recycle?
I don't have any, it is not about me, what I do, it's about what people want. If they have a
We told
choice
you
to
we don't want it,
recycle,
and you keep bringing it up.
then you don't have to have it, Ken. If
you have it?
If somebody else wants to recycle.
The question was, do
that
you
they
have
can-
it?
That they can recycle whatever they
you have
want.
it?
What difference would it make if I recycled or not?
It makes a lot of difference to us.
I don't understand
Do
why it
you
would
have
make
it at your place?
Why would it make even a difference?
It makes a big difference. to
Come
me.
on,
Do you have-
come on by my house and
I
buy
told you, I
on
don't
my
have
garbage
it.
day and see what we do with our recycling.
You don't do it, but yet you're
Come on
pushing
by.
everybody else to do it.
Come on by. That's what I'm saying. Take a look. And I'm saying
You've
if,
answered the question by
if-
refusing to answer. the
if Ken, if you don't want to
and
be
you
a
keep
part of
pushing
this,
stuff on the residents that they don't want.
Ken,
And I
pushing
don't care
this-
about
is
your
there
little Friday
any-
morning club.
I don't think there's any
And if-
forcing on this.
If
to-
you
to
can't
do
start
this.
listening to the residents and doing what they want, maybe
Ken-
you should step down.
Ken, it should be doing the right thing.
I got news for you.
And being able to share information is the right thing. Now, if you don't want information to be shared, if you don't want to know what is available to us in the township, then that's okay. You don't have to do anything with this document. You can put it into the garbage.
You're missing the whole point. You're going out on your own on this board and doing things that's
Because,
supposed to be a majority.
and
to do it.
that's why I brought it to you. It was a majority, and that's why the
But you still
township,
did it.
the township withdrew. We were out of it.
Really?
We were
still
out.
got one.
Really? Our name's still all over
You would
it.
have to talk to
Yeah.
you would have to talk to
I
Butler
did.
County and talk to Rumpke. That's all I'm saying. Talk to them and ask them.
You're still part of it. I did, so I talked to
Because I was appointed
Dean.
to the board to represent the townships on solid waste
The
management.
Township Association. That doesn't mean you should go push everything. It's an informational thing. It's all you're supposed to do.
This
is to let
this is an informational document that has gone out.
and have
Is
we,
this
have we not?
is it not an informational document?
Well, when you brought the Fairfield Township up, didn't we say that they had the right to do it then? When we had it up on the screen and the board, when you
I
brought
would-
that about, I don't know,
Whatever
was it
Morgan
5 or
Township-
10 meetings ago?
Whatever Morgan Township wants to do, they should be able to do free will and not be coerced, not have anything shoved on them, or not have anything taken away from
Oh,
them.
not shoved at them. Thank you.
Right, you don't want,
Shoved
nothing.
at them.
We have not, have we shoved anything? We haven't shoved anything to anybody.
You've been trying with Rumpke. Are you getting a kickback or what?
I kind of resent that comment that I'm
Well,
getting a kickback.
I can't figure out why you keep pushing it.
Because is there
Is there a kickback?
Is
What are you
there an
getting?
environment? Do we have are we environmentally conscious of what we want our communities to look like? Do you know why we have garbage pickup? So we don't have to lose the garbage on the side of the road. That's why they come every week.
Well, the ones who want to pick it up are going to do it, and the ones who want to throw it are going to throw it, and I can't stop that no matter what.
Okay. So
But we have,
did I not respect your vote and Tom's vote when you said you did not want to support this? And that's why
No.
I told
because here it is.
I told Butler County that we were not involved in this, period. And
Huh?
if you've talked
There you go.
to Mrs. Flagg, then she's told you that personally.
I called her Saturday, left a message, and I talked to Dean
Did you talk to her though?
Fearigan. Oh, yeah, I talked to her Monday. She called me back.
Okay, and what did she say?
Well, pretty much, you're the one that pushed it.
No, she did not, Brett. Do not lie. Do not tell falsehoods.
You're not the one that set this
Do
up.
not talk. Do not.
You're
say
not the one that
that,
set this up.
Because I know exactly what she said.
See, look at that. Anybody want to see
Because
it?
Brett, you've done this before, and somebody has got to stand up when you call out a falsehood, and I'm calling you out right now.
You're calling me
Stop.
out.
Please stop.
Here's the proof.
Please stop.
I know, but
There's the emails of where you
our name
had
is
conversation with her.
just as-
Please stop.
Would you like me to put them on the screen for everybody to see that email?
I think
As-
Ann needs
as our
to
logo.
speak up and let her voice be heard, and let her say that what you're saying is not true.
So did you represent us out there at the township, and that's
You
why
are-
they did this?
You are not saying the truth, and that is not a good characteristic for this township.
That's pretty much proof.
So
So, anything else?
I think I got it covered.
I don't
Thank
think
you.
so. All right. Mr. Brucker?
Just carries on. I got a couple email complaints about the flyer that went out. Same thing. Wanted to know if it went to all residents of Butler County. And I said, I can't answer that.
From
This
what I
one
understand
specifically
it,
says Morgan Township. So the question was, did Hanover get the same flyer?
no.
Did St. Clair
This
Township
went,
get the
No.
Tom, I think I can help. This went to Rumpke has sent all of that to anybody who is having collection service in Morgan Township,
So it was specifically targeted for Morgan Township.
for Morgan Township, correct? Yeah.
When we were really asking for it not to be.
If they'd have sent
not
this
to
to
be
all
sent
of
out at
Butler
all.
County, I wouldn't have had a complaint. But when you got it specifically to Morgan Township, and Morgan Township on there, and even after you had come to us, and you knew we both were not for pushing that.
I don't think you
did it anyway.
heard me, Brett. That is exactly what I did. That is exactly what I did. Now,
Right.
now I think we have a couple people that were in the meeting. AC was in the meeting, the chief was in the meeting, and that was good that they were in there because they can speak exactly what I mentioned in that meeting, that you were not in favor of it, and I would not push this as supported by Morgan Township, which is why that logo came off the flyer.
But you still targeted Morgan Township.
I did not target. Rumpke sent this out. Do you understand? Rumpke sent this out. Butler County Solid
ask you a
Waste
question.
sent this out.
Had you not done what you done, would they ever sent this to Morgan Township? The answer to that
They
is
were
no.
going in the direction that they would send this out.
No.
That is why I was approached by Mrs. Fair Flag, and she said, we would like to try to do this in Morgan Township. And that's when I came to you.
All right, well,
Okay,
this
I'm
ain't
done.
going no
I'm
further,
done.
so we're good. All right, Mr. Brucker, you're
it.
good? The only thing I had is we got a meeting on the policy manual at 6 the next time, and
On December 23rd.
on December 23rd, and one of you's wanted the executive, correct?
AC.
AC,
Personnel?
yes.
All right, so I'll make a motion at 7:58 or 56
6.
to go to executive session for personnel.
Second.
Mr. Updike?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
And don't let me forget, I
Yes.
got things from the EMA when we come back out.
You gotta put us on executive.
Dale, is the effective date today also?
No, the effective date will be 30 days from today. So it will be January
9th?
9th.
Make sure you turn your mics off.
Sorry, sir, how are you today? Welcome to the...
Somebody called me and then they didn't come back through, and then I got a couple other people to contact. I think if I bring the price down, I'm sure I'll get more. But, you know, everybody else wants to make lunch on us, so
Yeah,
they're getting a little pressure from the lawyer to get settled
yeah,
through
understand.
courts. You know, the difference is Ron doesn't have to sell his, but the estate, the 1.1 acres of Eldon Burns, that has to sell. It has to get sold. They weren't even gonna sell theirs, but they said, hey, you know,
I had a couple of people call me and ask me if they could be sold as residential, and I said, no, mainly because the property hasn't been lived in. The two buildings sit on the 120 feet, and those buildings haven't been lived in how long?
2 years on the one, 2 years in October.
right
the
on
one,
turn
and
six.
how much on the double one?
Oh, it's 15, 16 years.
See, then residency is out the door because it's on the
Yeah. Yeah, but the 100 feet doesn't even go up to the front porch.
It's 120 feet.
It's 120 feet? Okay, I thought you said 100 feet.
It's 120 feet.
Well,
It
neither
still may
here
not
nor
be
there.
here nor there, but that fact that it is B2 and A1 together, that residency goes away.
Yeah. I mean, it was gonna go away anyway. You know, the minute that, no one lived in the houses.
Right.
You know, you told me it was a matter of 2 years. 2 years. You forced it B2 anyway.
All right, I'll make a motion to come back out of executive session at 8:38.
Second?
Mr. Updike?
Yes?
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
We are back in we're back from executive session.
All right, AC, one thing, have you heard they're coming out with what they call they're called drop kits? They're going to be started putting by the AEDs, and what they are is a bag with multiple gauze and...
Yeah, stop the bleed kits.
Stop the bleed kits.
Yeah, they, you can buy those. There's an article I saw about them. Ross School District also has them now. And all their, all their kits too. They have those stop the bleeds in different places in the buildings and also on all their buses, athletic trainers and all that. So
We might look into that for this building, community center.
I'll explore that.
Maybe even, I don't know if you'd want them on your squads, if
We
you
car-
carry a bunch.
We carry tourniquets and we have hemostatic gauze and all that already on there.
But you may even, if you have room for these bags, because if you go to a multiple scene, you could pass it out to someone else to use.
The thing we're exploring is there are kits for those kind of incidents that have triage tape and excess tourniquets and hemostatic gauze. So we're exploring just buying those and putting them on both squads and also in the Chiefs ride.
The new one he was talking about are individually wrapped so
Yep.
they can be passed and they won't.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Yep. I'll
So-
explore that if you like.
I would say that'd be a good thing for here.
It's
Hopefully we
unfortunate.
never
it's,
need 'em.
it's unfortunate we have to do that, but
The only other thing is, I went to EMA meeting, was talking about that, different runs, but anything else from anybody else?
Nothing.
Nope.
All right, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Updike?
Yes.
We are adjourned.
Stop the tape. All right. All right, I got an issue.